Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahümme zidna ilmen ve iman ve tevekkülen teslimen ve tevfizen ve metminen ve mağfeten mağfeten şikan ve iştiyken ve kâik ve feten ve esmeten ve feten hikmeten ve sadaketen ve ihlasen ve ihsanen ve nefkanen ve hafizeten ve zakireten ve sıreten ve fraseten affen ve afiyeten ve kalben selima. Allahümme merhamna ve merhammeti Muhammed. Allahümme merhamna ve merhammeti Muhammed. Allahümme mağfirlena mağfir ümmeti Muhammed. The Erdogan's tax and social holocaust, international and domestic crimes. Why Turkey exceptionalism is still wrong and wrongdoers Sufyan Erdogan must go. On Friday, June 22nd, 2018, Public Education. Faruk Aslan, PhD candidate. Human Relationships, Psychotherapy and Special Care. Wilfrid Laurier University, Waterloo Lutheran Seminary. Arkadaşlar bir de buradan konuşayım ya. Şimdi İngilizce konuşacağım da. Bu Erdoğan, Süfyan Devleti'nin, Yezid Devleti'nin iti, polisi, ta Baturlu polisi aramış, beni şikayet etmiş terörist diye. Bak. Çok üzüldüm. Arkadaşlar beni aradılar, dediler ki Faruk Bey böyle bir şikayet var hakkınızda, ne diyorsunuz? Dedim ben hastayım, ameliyat oldum, yatıyorum. Gelin eve ziyaret edin, ben size bir public education yapayım dedim. Bu arkadaşlar terörist dedim, state teröristleri. Biliyorsunuz Türkiye'deki durum Messi, Holocaust, genocide uygulanıyor masum insanlara. Evet biliyoruz dedi. Çok üzülüyoruz. Dedim daha detaylı bilgi istemez misiniz? Tabii isteriz dedi. O zaman size bir public education yapayım dedim. Slaytları hazırladım sabahtan beri İngilizce olarak. Bu durumla başka arkadaşlarla karşılaşabilir dünyanın değişik yerlerinde. Kanada'da tabii hiç şansları yok. Ben benzer sunumları Kanada istihbaratı SİS'e 3 defa yaptım. El-Kaida'cı terör örgütlerini destekleyen Erdoğan ve MİT rejimi, Ergenekon rejimi hiç şansları yok tabi. Soykırımcı olarak listelendiler ve 8 tane berbat ülke içine Türkiye sokuldu. İltica edenlere full protection veriyorlar. Ben de social worker'ım Kanada. Görevim Kanada'ya gelenleri korumak, protection yani. Onların terapiyle ilgilenmek, social work counseling yapmak, dertleriyle ilgilenmek, masum insanlara yardımcı olmak. Polis de biliyor benim mesleğimin ne olduğunu. Dolayısıyla iyi eğitim alabileceği biriyim. Ben de dedim fırsatı değerlendireyim. Bütün fırsatları ben değerlendiriyorum. Belasını arayan da beni buluyor. Mevlasını arayan da. Belasını arayanlara tabii ben sunumlar yapıyorum. Tabii kaçmıyorum, ben evdeyim, bekliyorum arkadaşlar, gelecekler birazdan. Tabii kaçırmak için gelmiyor Kanadalı polisler. Benden public education almak için geliyorlar. Erdoğan terör devletinin neden yıkıldığını, seçimin hiçbir şey değiştirmeyeceğini, büyükelçiliklerin ve konsoloslukların niye kapatılacağını öğrenmek istiyor polisler. Ben de onlara bilgi vereceğim yani. Buraya gelen masum insanları korumak lazım. Polisin görevi halkı korumaktır. Benim de görevim social justice ve halkı korumaktır. Benzer işler yapıyoruz polisle. Her zaman cooperation yapıyoruz, collaboration yapıyoruz. Ben bu Süfyan salakları ne diyeyim ya. Adamlar manyak zaten. Cinnet geçiriyorlar da yanlış adama çatıyorlar. Evet. Her kuşun eti yenmez. Ben kart bir etim var benim. Kartal. Yenmez. Evet. Education'a geçelim. Gördüğünüz gibi konumuz haydut devlet, Türkiye. Erdoğan hırsızları, haramileri ve sosyal soykırım uyguluyorlar. International ve uluslararası ve domestik yerel olarak. Neden Türkiye farklı, ayrıcalıklı bir ülke değildir? Ve bu hala yanlıştır. Wrongdoer, Süfyan demek İngilizce. Erdoğan neden gitmelidir? Cuma bugün 22 Haziran 2018. Tarihi bir sunum yapacağım. İngilizce de okuyalım ya. The Erdogan's Thoughts and Social Holocaust, International and Domestic Crimes, Why Turkey Exceptionalism is Still Wrong and Wrongdoer Sufyan Erdogan Must Go. Academic presentation. Overview, role state of Turkey and Erdogan ekipi oluyor. Background, what are their crimes? International foreign crimes in AKP and ETÖ ranks. domestic and local crimes in AKP and ETO ranks, the AKP and the ETO marriage in Turkey outside, jihadism, media, social media, and state organs, AKP strategy, propaganda, and recruitment tools. I am answering Erol Mütercim, who is the strategist for deep state in Turkey, terror organization Ergenekon, and collaborating with Erdogan government. What is Erdogan attractive to recruit criminals? Worldly and other worldly benefits, transnational local terror identity offerings, jihadi tactics, tax and bribe struggles, crime against humanity, humanitarian concerns. Major questions: identify the state terror members, AKP and ETO, where they come from and why work for Erdogan only, and why they want to elect in fake election a king, powerful king, and continue their operation and Holocaust and genocide against innocent people, intellectual people. What type of economic, political, religious interests, benefits, and values are attractive to them? So what is the appeal of Erdogan mafia, state mafia? Who is encouraged to join Erdogan, Süfyan? Biliyorsunuz, as you know, the Ergenekon terror organization, Doğu Perinçek, behind Erdogan regime and supporting him. How such state violence, crimes, Holocaust, genocide, kidnappings, killings, stealings, smuggling, justifiable in their Muslim consciousness, how they identify them as Muslim and making oppression and crimes and committing sins, which is how they do justification in their mind and conscious. We wonder. Erdogan's terror, AKP ETO MIT. MIT is Turkish National International Agency, which became a terror organization worldwide. A jihadi catastrophe and a subculture of political fundamentalism, what they are representing on the world and locally and domestically. The most powerful, bloody and wealthy Islamic militant group, AKP and ETO together. A violent brand of RETÖ. RETÖ is the Recep terror organization. ETÖ is a Ergenekon political Islamism and Kemalism together. Claiming and to leadership of global local jihad, the Khalifa is Khalifa. Erdogan wants to be a Khalifa next, which was missing since 1924. His real target and imagination, Ethiopian imagination, supported by Erdogan followers and Ergenekon terror organization. The AKP and the ETO marriage in Syria is very well known on the world, and we call Gulokol, which is a civil war. They cause millions of death and millions of people run away from Syria. Big traumas going on, a child of war, civil war, local anger, hatred, humiliations, revenge. Performing jihad against non-members of AKP, ETO, MIT-led occupation, international domestic crimes, and they are committing, and they are insist to commit crimes, international and domestic level. Pro-Süfyan, local and global puppets and cruel dictatorship we see, and they are acting like a Hitler, Stalin, and Saddam, Gaddafi, Mubarak, other type of dictators we have seen in the history. No colonial, no liberal, local thugs, mafia, money oppressors in the stage, in the theaters in Turkey. So there are many different players. This guy is one of the ISIS leaders in Syria, Chechen origin. Erdogan trained him with Sadat and Istanbul, Beylikdüzü, and sent to ISIS and controlled the ISIS and Al-Nusra groups, Ahrar al-Sham groups in Syria. They raped the women, over 80,000, and near 10 million people lost their country, and millions dead and wounded, and run away their country. Many of them split off different countries, including Turkey. Still, we have to explain what is the group of the Erdogan he's working with. What kind of mess is that as he's doing? We have to see his group. He's in the middle. He's a kind of hot guy, connected guy with all the messy and criminals, including the MIT Turkish intelligence. ÖKK is a Turkish special forces. MHP is a Turkish National Fascist Party. BBP was invaded and killed, his leader Muhsin Yazıcıoğlu killed by Erdogan regime, and ÖKK and MIT operation in 2009. Council of Sufyanism, which is a 12th general, old general, retired, controls whole mass and supporting Erdogan. They selected him in in 2001. He was elected November 3rd, 2002. So the second one is Qatar and Iran collaboration. So they created Al-Nusra and the first camp in Al-Nusra in Iran. Qatar emirs giving them money, and Ahrar al-Sham they created together with MIT and Turkish intelligence. Selam Tevhid is Iran intelligence, Savama terror organization in Turkey, and they give bribes over $3.5 billion through Reza Zarrab and Senjani, which is big scandal is in the century. So Zarrab, as you know, judge in the United States, and Turkey is going to get punished $49 billion because of this smuggling and trafficking. Russia involved with Erdogan, Putin and Dugin, Perinçek and Vatan Party. Most retired generals in the Vatan Party and Perinçek group collaborating with Russia, Putin and Dugin, and who created July 15, 2016 self-coup together. So we have to see Karargah, Turkish army, head of the army, involved self-coup with Erdogan. There is a Gladio group which was created in NATO since 1952, very diverse group, leftists, rightists, and including terror organization members, including the Mafia group. This Gladio group controlled by the Karargah, the head of the Turkish army, for a long time. Hulusi Akar, head of the Turkish army, and he has a own group and who coordinated July 15 and blamed Fethullah Gülen and his followers. It was a fake accusations and false flag operations. He used every single opportunity to blame others, and he has been collaborating with Sufyan Erdogan. So Yaşar Güler is his vice head army, responsible for the July 15 and including the Büyük Anıt. Now he's sick right now, but he made a collaboration with Erdogan in 2007 in Dolmabahce Palace. So it has been started since 2007. Erdogan and army actually is collaborating together, but they are lying to public. And they are listing people they want to eliminate, and they are creating reasons, and they are collaborating with Büyük Mason Kulüp, which is Hüseyin Kıvrıkoğlu and Çevik Bir, former generals and head army, is coordinating and managing this Masonic Kulüp together, and they are connecting with Erdogan. The Erdogan is elected by those powerful groups, and they are using ÖKK, MHP, BPP. Council of Sufyanism is responsible for whole mess. So Russia and Qatar, Iran involvement without Karargah and this group help cannot be happened. Sufyan Erdogan got power, and power poisoned him, and he enjoyed it. He changed his Islamic identity as a wrongdoer. Sufyan, we call wrongdoer. So he's committing many crimes and sins, but he denies and he's blaming others. As a psychology, the scapegoating psychology he's using intentionally. Afghanistan, he got support from Salafi Taliban. Saudi intelligence created Salafi Taliban, and he got support from Gulbuddin Hikmetyar, which is Jamaat-e-Islami group in Afghanistan, near 1 million followers, killing people, raping women, and now helping him for this mess, and sending Afghans from Afghanistan to Turkey. Erdogan made many millions Syrian and Afghans Turkish citizens, and they are going to vote for him in June 24 fake election. So terror groups supporting him as well, including the PKK, Kurdish Separate Organization, and KCK, organized by Hakan Fidan, head of the Turkish intelligence, and many Kurdish tribes and fed by this regime, and always supporting state, whoever in the power. So Huda Party is a Hizbullah group, Turkish Hizbullah, created by military intelligence, and Hizbullah groups helps always and kill Kurdish, even they are Kurdish origin, and eliminating HDP, to Kurdish group in Turkey, Kurdish party. Hamas is one of the supporters of Sufyan Erdogan in the Middle East. MGK is a Milli Güvenlik Kurulu, is a Turkish Security Council supporting Erdogan with their terror group GTEM, previously called. Now, as known in the public, is the Toros cars kidnapping people, innocent people, and killing them, torturing them. MGK labeled Gülen movement as a terror organization in 2016 officially, and advised the government eliminate them and make a genocide, and they provided them a genocide plan, and Sufyan Erdogan is implementing a genocide plan provided by MGK and GTEM group. So opposition parties involved July 15. CHP is as known leftist and party, but they are acting like Kemalists and supporting the old regime, bloody regime, and they don't look like a social democrat and anything, and they are always against Islam and Muslims. Their party is known as laïsm. They are supporting French laïsm, which is a Jacobin and dictatorship. There is no tolerance to others. They only like themselves. E-Party is another branch of the rightist political party created by the Ergenekon group, which is main supporter of Erdogan. What is the ÖTÖ? I should write ÖTÖ is somewhere. Did I forget? How come I can forget ÖTÖ? This is a ÖTÖ groups or organizing as a operative operative functions in the public. Over 1,000 people are torturing and killing people in jails. E-Party supporting them and never tell truth and never tell and support victims of the system, which is Sufyan Erdogan has an Africa connection. He sent weapons to Boko Haram, one of the affiliation of the Al-Qaeda group, and Somalian thugs and Al-Shabaab in Somalia, Al-Qaeda affiliated group. All the thieves and criminals working for Erdogan. Ikhwan Muslim has two different branches. The Egyptian one, Sayyid Qutb's sons, Mohammed Qutb, has business relationship with Erdogan. İhvan Muslim has been destroyed by Sisi because of Erdogan and MİT Turkish intelligence and Ahmet Davutoğlu. So İhvan Muslim still supporting them, some of them, and Tarık Ramazan was in jail since February 3rd in France, and false accusations going on, and they want to destroy İhvan Muslim in European branch, who are well educated and intelligent, and they separated out from the Egyptian İhvan Muslim for a long time ago. So people don't know those informations, and they have biases. Foreign crimes in AKP and ETO ranks is well known. United Nations had decided recently about the Mesut Kaçmaz family. They have to immediately release, and Turkey and Pakistan must be punished. And this United States has been punished Turkey, kidnapped them from Pakistan, and Pakistan for kidnapping innocent teachers from Pakistan. This is a recent decision. It shows that Erdogan regime committing genocide and Holocaust against innocent people and kidnapping people. This is international crime, we can call. Crimes through MİT kidnapping, fake terror lists they provide to Interpol, and many countries they provided those lists. Western countries didn't believe them. They are bribing third world countries, and 60 countries they made successful kidnapping, including Kosovo, 6 people kidnapped, and 3 people kidnapped, including their wives from Gabon in Africa, which shows that those incidents supported by Turkish intelligence and Turkish embassy and consulates. They pay bribes to local officers for kidnapping. It is crime. Definitely, those crimes, make them a terror country, a state only using their opportunities for crimes. ETO and AKP strategy, propaganda and recruitment tools. I created a pamphlet, which is how people join this terror organization, state-supported terror organization. They do online advertisements. AKP and their different troll groups, Perinçek and AKP troll groups, ÖKK and MİT Turkish intelligence, over 300,000 people working for them. They are creating pamphlet and recruit terrorists in Turkey for Al-Qaeda terror organization for years. So they do education, indoctrination. Recruitment starts in cells and small homes, and MİT intelligence pays their salaries in Turkey and self-radicalize, and they use social media very actively. Individuals became a terrorist and member of the AKP and also employee of the MİT intelligence. So those affiliations got education from Sadat group in Istanbul and elsewhere in Turkey. So army education with weapons, and Medeniyet University, controlled by Ahmet Davutoğlu, who is providing a Salafi terror ideologies in physical base, local operative, and they did provide many weapons from government facilities. They are missing weapons in Turkish army and policemen. So those terrorists get weapons from Erdogan and MİT intelligence affiliations, and they are sending them to Syria, and they work for 30 different terror organizations during the civil war in Syria. Network is always working with attack others, expand their network, and they are producing fear in the public space. So people have no choice because they have fears about their relatives. They are losing their jobs and their positions. So they are attacked by those state terror organizations and their terrorists and militants. Recently, Scrooge, 4 people die even in the hospital. Those terrorists always encouraged by Erdogan and MİT intelligence. The policemen working for them. Since when? I'm going to talk about it. What is Sufyan attractive to recruit global criminals? This is the question. Transnational Khalif offerings. Erdogan claimed that he is a Khalif and Mehdi to their followers, and he is offering 4 big items. I categorize in A, worldly benefit as being rich and greed, no sins. So whatever you commit crimes and sins, your sins and crime going to be nil, and you are free to go. Free sex, polygamy, sex slaves, womanizing, one of the big items in AKP and MİT intelligence offering. Freelance, business standards, government positions, easy money, monthly salary, inside and out, they are offering, and they are paying the last 6 years Al-Nusra and Ahrar-ul-Sham, 30 different terror organization militants, monthly salaries. Turkestan party, 10,000 followers, recruitments from Doğu Turkestan. They are not right now in Idlib, still fighting for Erdogan. Those terrorists created by Turkish intelligence, Perinçek and AKP together. Previously, Doğu Turkestan group had 50 dernek charity vakıf organization in Turkey. They weren't radicalized. Erdogan made them radicalized and provided them weapons and education and sent them to Syria. Fight for him. Power and status. Bribes are regular income extra because those Erdogan followers and MİT intelligence providing them a regular bribe as an extra income. B. Other worldly benefits as the madness stage. Guaranteed eternal life in heaven. But God is unaware of that. So, did they deserve heaven with those crimes and sins? I don't think so. Helping brothers and sisters in tax network is very common. If you are not joining those terror organizations, you are going to be labeled and called as terrorists and who's selling your country, betraying your country. So mandatory to spread out hatred speech, such as FETÖ, as known as very popular in this group. Who's saying FETÖ? It indicates this person joined this terror organization. Matrum, they want to become a Shahid, but how come they are becoming a Shahid while they are committing many crimes and sins? They must obey to Sufyan Erdogan as Khalif. That's the political will. I call C Sufyanization. This is new terminology in English. So I invent new terminology with its accompanying transnational Khalif identity and ideology of political Islamism as state terrorism, intentionally publicize violence with populist jargons, arrogant behavior, apoplectic, imaginary and stupid rules, selfishness-free country Turkey right now, selling utopian controversial Islamic concepts, myths, lies. They are blaming others and creating fake news, fake allegations, fake accusations. They are creating fake documents from government, even with intelligence, and creating a fake documents by law. Many different ways they are creating fake documents and try to convince public. So the economic, political, cultural, and social interests for AKP and ETÖ, well-paid positions in government or social benefits. 23 million people are receiving social benefit from Erdogan government, monthly wages. He guaranteed votes like this: comfortable lifestyle, easy earning, and power experiences they never had before because they have low education and they cannot go higher level because they don't have experience, enough education. So Erdogan provided them power positions and brainwashing them, training them on social network and also circle, regular routine circle, brainwashing their followers. There is one media in Turkey right now, 100% owned by Erdogan. No punishment for their crimes. There is no law and regulations left in Turkey. None exist. There is no constitutions, no rules, no civil, rules. There is no traditional rules. There is no Islamic rules. Crimes as a threat to international security. Dogmatic Salafism, political Islam, and local Salafi group have taken various paths in different countries in our time, and presently Erdogan is being leaders all Al-Qaeda network global. Innocent and well-educated population from Turkey run away from their home country for their lives and drowned in Aegean Sea and river of marriage. We don't know numbers. Over 1,500. Most ISIS, Ahrar al-Sham, and other terrorists of Erdogan meet intelligence have returned from Syria to Turkey last 3 years as their safe haven because nobody touched them, nobody punished them. Over 50,000 terrorists, protected by Erdogan and meet intelligence. They have weapons. They are trained to kill. They are trained to rape. Erdogan's Salafi-type jihadi ideology, affiliated groups, regimes, will get a good lesson in the near future, of course. They use terror tactics and they use state as a terror organization. When religious freedom is denied, as it has been for decades in parts of the Muslim world and Turkey, faith grows in the shadows. Erdogan made huge population unbeliever atheists. Deism and pantheism very popular in Turkey right now, like Iran, similar to Iran. Unbeliever to God now becoming a common. So this party calls them Islamic party, but they make people, munafiq and kafir. Mostly they are not believing in God, and they are not believing in hell and heaven. They don't believe any punishment other world. Ukba. Crimes as a threat to international security continues. Erdogan's Al-Qaeda network global bribes local mosques worldwide and uses Turkish embassy and consulate representatives, TİKA, MİT, and Marif foundations, and Diyanet, kurums, institutions, and Mushavir and advisor positions. If they are going to help, and they are going to say, oh my God, sorry, apologize, so aldatıldım, kandırıldım. Really? Sen de mi AKP'lisin? The Jabani, ask and just smiling. Are you from AKP? So you never be, fooled. You are being a foolish, and you were aware of that. You've been foolish. You never fooled by Hizmet movement or others. You like being foolish. And Zabanis don't buy your FETÖ or another reasons. Crimes as a threat to international security. Erdogan's black money laundering activities split in many different fields, and he's storing his money maybe 10 different countries. They are so including he's doing drug business, human trafficking and gold trafficking, many gambling business. So he thinks he's not committing any sins. So this family is fought in Syria in Safran group, and they came to visit Erdogan with their children. It seems Erdogan knows all the terrorists in the region. Reza Zarrab, one of the guy and judge in Turkey, and intelligence provided him to United States. So all the black money laundering with Iran and gold trafficking, and proof in the court, Turkey is going to be punished and Turkish bank because of Erdogan corruptions. Holocaust crime is unforgivable. So Holocaust is a crime. There is no time, so you can be delay and or you can ignore. Erdogan's witch hunt operation became Holocaust in Turkey, and with intelligence kidnapped innocent people from 60 different countries, made fake accusations in domestically near 500,000 people after the self-coup Erdogan's committed team was organized right with an event in the jail, and torture, lost their job, and they are living in hunger, in poverty line in Turkey right now. After fake coup, so 30 KK crimes committed by Erdogan regime. The extraordinary system created. So Erdogan became an Al-Qaeda leader, who looks like Osama bin Laden. He has a sword and he's cutting everybody in Turkey, including different ethnic race group and different ideologies. He's putting in jail and label them as belong to FETÖ organization. That doesn't make sense. So KK means that he's creating a fake law and regulations based on his interest, his regime, his dictatorship, and he's creating a permanent system. 28 of the KK, it is not related to July 15. He's creating own dictatorship for a long time run. Babies, by the way, mothers, grandpas, grandmoms in jails, and all courts are controlled by Sufyans, and he's ordering judges who's going to be punished, who's going to be released. 18,000 innocent ordinary women, citizens, 739 babies, the total 265,000 innocent people in prisoners today, including 198 journalists, 5,000 judges and prosecutors, teachers, academics, doctors, nurses, policemen, housewives, soldiers, 75,000 of them young students, the age between 15 to 24 in jail. So what kind of regime is that? 15 million Kurdish politics, HDP party, Selahattin Demirtas in jail. He's a candidate of presidency, but he's operating and running his elections campaign from jail. Shame on Sufyan. Sufyan means refer to wrongdoer. He's not only criminalized his net movement and its followers, also 15 million of Kurdish politics population, HDP, HDP party, and its leader Selahattin Demirtas in jail as a candidate. Stop cooperating with the dictator. Definitely, he is a dictator, and if you are supporting and cooperating, collaborating with him, you are going to join his crimes and Holocaust, genocide, all crimes he committed. Sorry, Western people, you have to know that this is the truth. Oppressors have no shame. Sufyan wronged to Erdogan and ETO have no shame, no guilty feelings, and using state as the biggest terror organization. This headline, ablalar kumpas doğuruyor. The innocent woman given a birth and they are suggesting making some a dirty plan against the government. How you gonna make connection with giving a birth and throwing the government? If you can make connection, please tell us what kind of madness, jinnet is that? They are crazy. Yes, they are crazy. That's why 18,000 women in jail. Some of them are pregnant, and the baby is growing in jail, Turkey. State killing, genocide normalized. Sufyan Romtu, Erdogan, and ETO act together since 2011. So he has a power. He is coordinating all Al-Qaeda terror organizations. So innocent intellectual people going to jail and for nothing. Almost 2 years, or some of them saying last 4 years, there is no real accusations or there is no evidence they committed any crimes. So the state is making reasons and fake documents to blame them and scapegoating them. Policemen, good policemen and judges in jail since 25 December 2013. There was a big corruption and bribe operation made by police. Since then, it has been a big mess. Erdogan and ETO work together and have jailed near millions, and some of them released, and good policemen jailed first. Since then, they blame Fethullah Gülen followers as behind this operation, who are against corruption and bribery. It's a good thing. Label them as FETÖ, as a terror organization. It doesn't make sense. Nonsense. 4,521 they expelled from their work, policemen or judges. This is the judges. Near 50,000 policemen lost their job. Among the judges, 2,728 them arrested. 680 of them in a separate jail cell. Among them, many of them sick and dying in jail. We are not releasing them. 2 of them still already died in the jail. And they claim that they killed himself. They are lying, of course. 1,311 going to policemen and giving a signature for every day. So they stay in Turkey. Their passport cancelled. Over 250,000 people passport cancelled. They cannot run away from Turkey. That's why they are using illegal ways to go out, and they are drowning in the sea and rivers. Erdogan wants to be a king, powerful king. Nobody sees in the history before. In the fake election referendum in last year's April 16, 2017, they made a fake election. 77% of Turkish population say no. But he made a fake election, say 51% 4.4 yes. actual vote was 33%. As a journalist and academics, I learned from the palace. 4 days ago, I published this news on my Twitter and Facebook. So I became famous because of that. One of the reasons people believe me and trust me is I have some knowledge what's going on. So they are making a fake elections like this, and now is the finalized June 24th, this Sunday, he's going to make a final push and final punch on Turkish government and people. So he's going to be a powerful king. Nobody can judge him. He looks like Ayatollah in Iran. So he cannot commit crime. He cannot commit sin. So he can, eliminate parliaments with a single signature. He can create any law and regulation as he wish. What kind of power is that? Have you heard such a power who had before? Definitely he's going to fake election again and legalize his oppression and genocide against innocent people. He made a fake self-coup in 2016 with a consortium together. So he is representing Al-Qaeda groups as a leader of the terrorists using Turkish state. And innocent people are dying. Erdogan and Eto have killed innocent, many of them in graveyard, thrown in the sea in marriage. And thousands of Kurdish people killed last 3 years, over 3,000, their mothers crying. Nobody listened to them. Nobody published their news. This is a Kurdish mother. The Saturday mothers has been crying in Turkey over 20 years. 19,000 people kidnapped from Turkey by G10, MGK group, and they killed them in acid wells, and nobody found their even bones. So Erdogan pushing Turkish army soldiers to Syria, and over 80 people, soldiers die for nothing. So he's using every single opportunity. What is the solution? So what is the appeal of Sufyan? Funding, solution, and conclusion. Violent extremism has no religion. See, Erdogan and Eto are not belonging to Islam, any religion. They have no culture, no civilization, no such things, no morality. There will always be a people who manipulate faith, texts, sacred books, Quran, like Erdogan is using a jargon. He uses religious jargons all the time. So Sufyan, sexually holy war, I call, put all women and children at risk. Many women raped in the jail and many sold in the Turkish Pazar from Syria, and many children, became a slave. Sufyan Erdogan's sexual holy war still going on. Root causes continue in Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Yemen, Iran, etc. Jihadi apocalyptic tactics and tools cause big catastrophe, madness. Networking with transnational caliph community as a carrier for him, he is bribing many mosques, different parts of the world, and messing their, existence in Europe, including in Canada. We stop them in Canada. Second and third generation Muslim youth are socially and culturally isolated. So Erdogan uses this, the oldest generation to accommodate them, hire them jobs and give them a power position, which is new generation, going to be is 1.5 million, is not supporting Erdogan anymore. There is no job in Turkey. 11 people jobless, and many people lost their job. Erdogan only putting his people on government positions. After June 24, the government servant going to be a contract worker. They can that he can eliminate them easily and put his people on government position. This is his plan. So in the West, in diaspora, the Muslims isolated and choose a new path, who's providing them a quick career and quick positions. That's why many of them join Erdogan network, terror network, seek power and privilege. Erdogan hunts, hires untalented victims in the West and in Turkey. So his supporter in the government at this moment, less educated, less talented, and not such a professional we have been seen in Turkey before. He constructed fear and horror, but instead blaming others and blaming Hizmet movement, scapegoating. And if you are blaming media, he's controlled by media. He's creating fake news, fake allegations, accusations every day. Millions of lies he did last 6-7 years. Lying became his regular daily activity. Sometimes he lies 40 times in a day. He cannot remember the previous one. We should find some initiative ways to ensure our voices are heard. They closed down all media corporations. I was working one of the biggest newspaper in Turkey, Zaman newspaper, 1 million circulation. 200 media corporations closed down. I was operating many news portal and publishing books in Turkey. I had 63 books published either way. 300,000 Twitter IDs right on Twitter and social media. 5 of my Facebook hacked by those with intelligence, and they cannot give me back. Which is they are claiming about my name as a terrorist to Canadian government several times. AKP, CHP and MHP government members, parliament members came last year, 2 years ago. Canadian people laughing at them. Everybody knows it. Now they claim to Turkish consulate, Toronto consulate, called to Toronto police, and I explained 1 hour on the phone. They are the terrorists. We are not. So they believe that I convince people very easily. So there are many evidence shows Erdogan government is a terror organization. Now is Fadulu police are coming to this afternoon. I welcome them, and I express myself very easily. So I do presentation. I explain everything with document and evidence, news. I am aware of that what's going on. I have to protect innocent people in this period. A strong counter propaganda needs to develop against state terror activities like Erdogan and his regime. So the election is not going to solve anything. He's not going to legalize and normalize Turkey. He cannot be. He committed many crimes, so he has to be punished and judged. International court or whatever court is that. So what is our solution? Having suffered oppression is no excuse for causing it or for failing to condemn terrorism. I condemn terrorism, every type of terrorism. State terrorism, Al-Qaeda terrorism, Shia terrorism, whatever terrorism, Buddhist terrorism, I condemn terrorism. I am a social worker, social justice fighter, psychotherapists who had 3 masters, 2 undergrad, 2 colleges, doing PhD. Come on, guys. Wrong guy you pick. You cannot eat every single of bird meat. Holocaust is crime. Muslims must publicly promote human rights, dignity, life, liberty, equality, mutual respect, freedom and justice. Promote social justice, freedom for media, freedom of speech, freedom of creed. We have to save victim lives. And we don't discriminate others. So there is no others. Accommodate diversity as a primary goal. My life goal is helping others. Who is asking help from me, I will help them. I don't discriminate them. I don't judge them. I don't have biases. Democracy is needed. Eliminate Erdogan's terrors and prevent recruitments necessary in the West. Because he's using a Turkish embassy and consulate and the Diyanet representative for recruiting terrorists and terrorizing in Canada Turkish population and try to kill some HDP Kurdish leaders in Toronto. So I will stop them, of course. Avoid statements and actions that result in the alienation of Muslims. So Western intellectual people, governments, must avoid and any statement against actions against those Muslims who are already isolated, are already marginalized, and Erdogan picking them up and offering such benefits. So we have to provide education, especially religious education to Muslims, Hafiz education, Quran education, Hadith education. It is critical and necessary. Canadian government must help Islamic school, and Canadian government must help victims of the Sufyanism regime in Turkey and elsewhere and other parts of the world who run away for their life. Government in the Muslim world must design school curricula that nurtures democratic, humanistic, universal values. So if they are messing people's life, I'm going to fight against them. If they are going to kill innocent people like this, I'm going to protect them. As a person, as an individual, as a human being. We have to create civil society. Civil society has a role in promoting respect and acceptance, fully acceptance. We are not going to discriminate and racially profiling based on their party, regardless of their religion, ethnicity, race, color, gender, creed. We have to respect them. We have to provide our support and help emotionally, physically, and therapy-wise. We have to provide them therapy. We have to provide them equal opportunity, education, social harmony in Canada. So at the end, I did write books in 2015 about Erdogan and mid-intelligence involvement in ISIS. So 2 books downloaded in internet, over 35,000 copies. Come on, guys. I am a journalist, writer. So academic. I am writing based on evidence, documents, and very, very reliable, good sources. ISIS in sociology and betrayal circle, which is got attention from academia in journalism world, and global Sufyan in the Mehdi army, ISIS, which is another attention received from academia, and spread out all over the world, and going to be translated in different languages soon. Come on, guys. You lost the war if you call this is war. Yes, Ehli Iman and Ehli Kufar is going to war until the judgment day. You are right about this. We are going to have humanity, and we have to end this crisis against humanity. Erdogan and MİT intelligent Ergenekon terror organization is committing crimes against humanity. That's why the election is not going to solve anything. I don't believe them any single word they are doing. So they did a fake election last 2 years. So they have capacity to do another fake election June 24th. It is a 1-hour speech. So public education, we have to solve this crisis, no matter of what.